How's it going, everybody? Doing a quick vid here today. Just some quick thoughts on Witcher Season 2. I'll get to that in a minute. I don't know how many more videos I'm going to put up this month. I honestly have no motivation right now, video-wise. I don't know why. I'm just not feeling it. I think I went 2 days in a row without a vid. I didn't get one up last night. I'm going to try to film an eating video today for tomorrow, but I'm hoping to maybe get like 2 or 3 videos up next week, but I don't know. I just haven't been feeling it. Maybe just going through a quick phase or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just saying, if you don't see, I'll still have, at least 2 or 3 videos up in a week, but that's kind of low by what I usually put up. But yeah, just wanted to say that, and I got a new ad. Yeah, on to Witcher Season 2. It came out yesterday. Partially on the episode 6. I had stopped it because I wanted to take a shower. I watched a few last night, and then I watched 2.5 last night, I think, and I watched up until 6 today. I guess I have about 2.5 left. I think there's 8 episodes. It's good. I'm enjoying it. There'll be, I guess, somewhat of spoilers here, but not if you've read the books or played the games. I won't spoil any serious shit. It's just the first episode deals with a story from, I believe, The Last Wish. It's like the Beauty and the Beast type story. They did that in episode 1. They changed it up a bit in that. I guess these are not really spoilers, but if you don't want to listen, stop for a few minutes. Series with Geralt when he goes to this place, and she's not in the book. She's not there. I'm pretty sure she's not there. Everything else was pretty true to it, though, and they did a good job of it, though. You're getting good monsters in this one. There's the Leshen, the Bruxa. There's new ones that they don't know where they're coming from. That's part of the plot. I won't give away details on. This one does stray, from the books, for sure, and I don't mind that. The only thing that's really kind of bothered me a little bit, I put it on Instagram too. This is not really a spoiler as well, because if you've played the games or read the books, you know Eskel is a Witcher. But man, he's he's kind of in the games for sure. He's presented as a nicer Witcher. He's not a dick. He's got his scars. He's like Geralt's best friend since they were young, and they went through the trials and shit. And even in the books, he's more laid back. He's not, in this show, he's just a fucking, he comes in as a fucking dick. He's like an asshole to Ciri. He's kind of fucking just a dick. It's kind of weird. I was kind of weird too, because I'm pretty sure from my recollection that, and I didn't mind this. I don't mind this at all. It's when they get to Kaer Morhen, there's 20 Witchers there, when really there should only be 4, 5, counting Geralt. It should be Lambert, Eskel, who everybody knows, Vesemir, who everybody knows if you played the games and shit, and Cohen, who's not in the games. And they're all there, but there's a bunch of other ones too, which, whatever, that's actually fine. I didn't mind that. But the treatment of Eskel is kind of a little, it's just strange because you have all these other Witchers there. It's why not just make a random one the asshole, But the acting's all, good again. Most of the people are back from season 1. Obviously, they've added new people. The chemistry between it still has that good kind of like look. It doesn't look overdone. It has almost like a dreamy kind of look to it. The world and everything. It's not like super high effects, but it has a nice look. You pretty much like the show. Like it's like more not really spoilers. You have the mages doing their things. You have the witchers, and then you have the elves as well, and Nilfgaard. There's a couple different things going on. It's not as confusing as the first season was, where like they're bouncing back and forth in time, and they're not really letting you know. You'd have to really know the franchise to kind of know what's happening in the first season at first, until you kind of just like, oh wait. This one, in my opinion, is less confusing. There's still some instances where it's kind of like, wait, where does this take place? But I've been enjoying it outside of that, and the Eskel thing, and whatever. Like I said, it annoyed me. It annoys me or whatever. But I'm not like, oh my god, I'm fucking done watching this or anything. It's just more like an observation of you got a raw deal, character-wise, which doesn't make sense. Like I said, because they have so many other Witchers that are there that are kind of gone now. I don't know. Now it's just like the regulars. But a lot of cool stuff going on. Like I said, if you've read the books or played the games, people are there now. Like Dijkstra's there now. He's played by I forget his name. He voiced Dracula. Graham McTavish, I believe his name is. He voiced Dracula in the Castlevania cartoon, and he's done other stuff as well. But he's good as Dijkstra. It's a good character. He hasn't had a ton of screen time yet, but he's been good. Like I said, all the other remaining people are back, and they're doing a good job as well. I know, like they cast people, differently than the books, and honestly, I don't ever really mind that because I know some people have a specific look, but like for me, as long as the person playing him, no matter what their race is or anything like that, as long as they get the character, like the personality of the character, it doesn't fucking matter, in my opinion, what they look like, because I think the personality is a little bit more important, honestly. In some instances, maybe not. Like Geralt has a very specific look. Certain characters in things have specific, in forms of media, definitely have like a specific look where it's like hard to change from that. But there's instances where like I have not seen that new Resident Evil, but I know people are making a big deal out of Leon as Kennedy, and I was part of like, oh shit, because you have the vision of how you think Leon looks, And I was like, you know what? If the guy if he has that attitude that Leon has in the games, fine. But a few people have told me it's Sword, like they portrayed him as like a complete doofus, like he's a fucking bumbling kind of idiot. I don't know if that's like completely true. I've not seen it, but these people telling me it. So it's kind of like, oh really? Like, come on, why would they write that character like that? But enough rambling about that. Like I said, the show, I'm enjoying it again. I'll admit I was a little taken aback because those are early episodes where things happen, and I'm kind of like, it's really straying, and it continues to. But that doesn't bother me too much, honestly. Like, because the games have different. I mean, the games are like sequels to the books, but even those ones bring characters back that from the books that shouldn't be there, and they're always gonna find ways to do things. But I'm assuming, I don't know if it happens, because there's only 8 episodes left, so I don't have a lot of time left, so I don't know, maybe. I have read that they set up for a season 3, so in my opinion, I'm hoping season 3, or maybe even ends in maybe one of these last 2 episodes, if it really moves into the books, the Blood of Elves, and moves moves forward to, because I want to see like spoilers here from the books. Not really spoilers, but Geralt has a crew in the books, like the main books, not the books that are like just short stories of The Witcher, like The Last Witch and The Last Witch and Sword of Destiny are pretty much just stories. They're not a continuous like flowing thing like Blood of Elves, Time of Contempt, Baptism by Fire, The Lady in the Lake, Tower of Swallows. They're all the same story. And Geralt has like his fellowship, like Fellowship of the Ring, if you will. And I'm kind of hoping they move towards that in the third season, if not earlier in this one, later in this one. And I would like to see kind of in, this would not happen until, I would assume, a third season, regardless if it happens or not. It wouldn't happen until third season. How Geralt gets dubbed Geralt of Rivia and stuff, it's actually pretty iconic from the books. I really smiled when that happened. But yeah, like I said, I'm overall enjoying it. I just wanted to kind of talk about it and not really put any spoilers in there other than Eskel's treatment. That's really not a spoiler. If you've played the games or the books, you know the character. But like at the end of the day, I get over it fairly quick. You know? I voice my opinion pretty briefly and move on. I don't harp on it because I don't want it to take away from my further enjoyment. You know, I understand too that they're gonna differ. You know, although I would prefer characters like say like with Eskel. His personality is the things that changed, you know. So that's kind of like, what the fuck? Like this, I don't. The look to me doesn't matter as much as the attitude of the character that the character has. I think is more important. It's kind of like the person who plays Triss Marigold. People are like, "Oh my god, it doesn't fucking look like Triss from the games," but it's like she really has that character. I don't know the actress' name, but she has the Triss attitude down, and for me, like I said, that's the key. But in some instances, like apparently Leon's, he's made to be a complete doofus, so it's kind of annoying. Like I said, you have to understand though, and when they make a show based off a game or book, things will probably change. It's never exact. It never is. Like some things get close to like a book, but they always kind of change stuff up. I think in a lot of ways they probably should, because I feel like the people who make it create it for TV or whatever, or a game or whatever you're doing. You kind of want to make it your own as well, and not completely do everything beat by beat from the books. Bearfoot's good, like I said. Pretty good action. That was one thing that kind of annoyed me from. Here's some more spoilers from the first episode when he's fighting. You know, it takes that story out of Last Wish with Nevlin. I forget how you pronounce his name. You've probably seen the character in commercials, but you know, I won't spoil the thing. But in that story, like Geralt takes a pretty fucking big beating, and that's what I always liked about that character, is that he's badass and he kicks ass, but he also gets the shit kicked out of him a good amount too. That's just a stupid me thing. I was like, oh, I was saying to my fiance, I'm like, oh man, and the book, he really gets the shit kicked out of him here. But overall, it's still good, you know. Like I said, I was a little taken back at first, and then I was just, whatever, it went away. I said my little piece blurb on Instagram and moved on. There's other characters I'm hoping you'll pop up too. I think that's always a cool part of, you know, when they turn something, especially from books, into a show or a movie. You're like waiting, especially a show, because you have more time to do it. You're like waiting for the characters you remember and like to show up. Be like, where are they? Like Godringer and Fen, I think, is supposed to show up this season from the books as well. So there's different, you know, other people characters. Like Rien's is there. Like I said, Dijkstra just popped up. A lot of people knew about this anyway because these characters were already casted. But yeah, it's just some babbling about my thoughts on the new Witcher season. It wasn't much thoughts as much as it was just a slight complaint. I'm just saying that I liked it because I don't really want to spoil anything crazy. But yeah, thanks for checking this out, and have a good